through education and talking to doctors and also through my experiences, it completely changed my concept and my thought about the medical system. When the vaccine was first available, I was more than willing to get it. In fact, the UFC allocated like 150 vaccines for all their employees, and we were doing these COVID shows where there was no audience. So we would do it at the Apex in Vegas, where the UFC has their own small arena, and we'd have the fights there, and you'd go and get tested. I'd get tested in Austin. I'd fly to Vegas, and then they test me again, and you weren't supposed to go anywhere. You just stayed in your hotel, and then you showed up and did the fights. And then they got the allocations to the vaccine, and I called up the doctor, and I said, hey, I'm here for the fights. Can I get vaccinated? They said, sure, come on in. And then when I got there, I called the doctor and said, actually, you have to go to the clinic. We have to do it at the clinic. Can you go on Monday? And I said, I can't. I have to go back to Austin, but I'll be back in 2 weeks for the next fights, and we'll do it then. He said, great. In that 2 weeks, they pulled the vaccine because people were getting blood clots. And then also during that 2 weeks, 2 people that I knew had strokes. Wow. Like one guy was in his 50s and one guy was in his 40s.
Immediately following the vaccination?
Within days of the vaccine, got strokes. And I had a bunch of friends that had complications. One friend who has a pacemaker. I have a second friend now that has a pacemaker. And there was all these things that just kept happening.
A pacemaker that they'll have for the rest of their lives?
I don't